What's up with it, guys? This is Lucas from YCLD Productions, and this is the Voice of Life podcast. Man, I'm very excited to be here with you guys today. This has been kind of in the works for a while, but between buying equipment with the camera, lighting, and just some more other equipment that I needed for this small space in this studio that I could call it, it's just been a work in progress. But I'm happy to finally be here today where we are and to get started on this. In the future, I am going to have more guests, people that I know, friends, family, just people that inspire me, people that I look up to, and just all around just looking to have a good time and a good conversation, man. But this is going to be the first episode. It's just going to be myself today. And so, I don't have too much to talk about, so this is going to definitely be one of the shorter episodes. But, I suppose I should just get started and talk about myself. My name is Lucas Najera. I live in the Rose City of Tyler, Texas, and I'm a producer, singer, songwriter, video producer. I just do a couple different things, man. It's just been all around, and I've been trying to build a small production company myself here, and I don't know. It's been going. And I've put everything in God's hands, and I know that He's going to take me places that, I can't imagine. But that being said, we all have somewhere to start. And definitely for me, that was, I don't know the day exactly, but it was definitely during the summer of the year that I started middle school. And so I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted to do at that time, because you have your regular classes and then you have your electives. And so my mom was kind of pushing me to try to do sports or something. And to be honest, I didn't really have any passion or any interest in soccer or football or anything like that. So when the time came, she pointed out to me that they were going to have tryouts for band. And so during the summer before school started, I went to the middle school along with a couple friends of mine that I knew from elementary. And, what they had was a setup where they had all the instruments for you to try out. And so I went around and I tried the trumpet, the trombone, the tuba, and other brass instruments, the flute as well. But then I got to the saxophone, and that's where it started for me. And so just playing a couple, not notes, but just learning how to blow wind into the instrument is what is called an embouchure, which is the way that you form your mouth in order to produce a sound. I just played one tone, and right there the band director, he looked me in the eye and he said, "You're going to be a saxophonist." And, to this day I still play saxophone. It's been over 10 years. It's my main axe in music, although I would say that my greatest strength now is being a producer. I love to create. I love to create songs from scratch, and a lot of people ask me how it is that you start writing music. And to be honest, for me, the process has always been, it just depends on how you're feeling. Because me personally, I write music based off emotion or how I'm feeling. And so it can start with a bass or with a melody or with lyrics all in my head. It really doesn't matter for me, because I just get on the computer, I start laying down a track and building from there. The thing is, you have to understand the relationship between the bass, the melody, and the harmony. So having a basic understanding of those things, you're able to put together, even if it's just a 4-bar loop, but you're able to put something together and have your idea now recorded. And that's where it's all started for me. That's where it all started for me, man. Just a kid in high school around what? I don't even remember how old I was, but that's where it started. And, from that experience in middle school through high school, I just started to fall in love with music in general. I have people, sometimes when I talk to them and I'm like, "Man, I'm a musician, I love music." And they're like, "Oh, so who are your favorite artists?" And the thing is, to be honest, I don't have any favorite artist. I'm not interested in the artist as much. I love the music. I love the creation of it and the production of it. And so, yeah, I have people that I listen to and people that I grew up listening to thanks to my parents in a Christian household. But their, how do I say, their persona or their character isn't something that I consider. I am just interested in the instrumentation, the art. Now, I understand that comes from people, but I don't know. For me, I've always just loved the relationship between, like I said, the harmonies, the melodies, how a song is produced, the different effects and the production that goes behind it, and also like history of music in general. You know, I'd say my favorite genres of music is definitely hip hop, piano or classical, and rock. You know, today that's all mixed up, so you could consider it pop, especially like what I'm looking to make with my music. But those are, how could I say, my main influences or my greatest interest when it comes to genres in music. And yeah, man, that's pretty much how it started for me. You know, middle school was pretty much just my growing period. I started to be educated in music and understand how to read music, but it wasn't until the latter years of high school, I'd say around junior year, that I took such an interest that I wanted to create. And for me, that started out on MuseScore, which is a small application. It's grown since then, but it's something that you can start writing notation on. And the thing that got me into it was that I was able to produce music of different genres with cheap sounding instruments without having the knowledge to play these instruments. Because back then, I wasn't what some people consider a multi-instrumentalist. You know, I play guitar, bass, piano, I sing, and I play saxophone, of course. And I think I said piano, but I play piano as well. And throughout high school, when I was learning these instruments, you know, I'm not the greatest player, but, you know, little by little, you learn more and more. And like I said before, man, you start to realize the relationship between the sound of instruments and just playing them technically, and just the relationship between, I don't know, the sonic sound. You start getting an understanding of how to form chords and how to form chord progressions, what sounds good. You start building your ear. You know, today there are a lot of people who are more aware of the concept of perfect pitch. And so people are born with the innate ability to identify certain frequencies, the same as like a regular person identifies color, right? But not every musician has that. And not every musician would consider that, you know, the greatest tool, because what we also have is relative pitch. And so, you know, for me, definitely it's the strongest in the saxophone. I can hear something for just a couple seconds and I'll be able to determine what key it's in and where I can start playing at if I were to improvise. The reason why is because I've been playing for so many years, and so in my own head, I've linked certain notes into the physicality of the saxophone. And so what that means is someone can start playing an instrumental, and like I said, I'll be able to pick up on the key rather quickly, and just after a few notes, I can start playing, and what's it called? I just said it and I forgot. Improvising on a song. So all this knowledge comes together to form, you know, what we call the musician or an artist. And my years in middle school through early high school, that's what that was for me. You know, I got exposed to different types of events. You know, in high school, I was still in band, so I got to go out onto the football fields and play in front of hundreds of people, and at times thousands, you know, because we did competitions and stuff. You know, I learned how to sight read. You know, so many different things. I got to go to different places around East Texas to play. And so those experiences, you know, there's something that you hold on to and that you hold dear. You know, in general, high school for me wasn't that great. You know, I was going through a lot, as a lot of people are. You know, I had something happen in my family. My parents were divorced when I was, I think in the 11th grade. I think I was a junior when it happened. But even before then, in middle school and stuff, you know, I was going through a deep depression. And, you know, praise God, because he saved me from that. After over 10 years of being depressed, you know, he has given me that peace of God that only he can give. And speaking on that, you know, I've also got other series that I want to do, including a devotional series that I'm going to be doing here online. And, you know, that's just the beginning, guys. I want to do this podcast. I want to do a devotional series. I have other ideas for this channel. But also, man, I have my music. And all that stuff stems from my life and my experience. And so, in the latter part of high school, when I started to get more serious about music in general, that's probably where the next big thing happened for me, which contributed to my music. And that was falling in love. And, you know, we all go through it. And definitely, for me, it was like many people. I had certain feelings for this young lady, but they weren't reciprocated. So dealing with denial and heartbreak and stuff at that age, that's part for us as men that helps us develop. And for me, you know, through the depression and through the heartbreak and all that, those were some of the drives that drove me to writing music, I could say, with more passion, or with more, relevance to other people. And so a lot of the music that I've written so far does have to do with love and what I've been through in the past, because that's really writing music and putting something out there, a product for people to listen to. I don't find value if it's not genuine. And so recording music about what I've been through and my experiences and my testimony, that's something that I feel gives value to the music, because then other people are going to be able to relate. You know, a lot of people, they want to make hits and just sell records to make money and to grow their business. Sure, that would be great, but that's not my goal. You know, music is an art form, and it's of this world. It's my number one passion, and that's pretty much all I can say about it, man. I just want to grow and show the world, express to the world things that I've been through and how I feel, who Lucas Najera is. And so these years between that and what I could call, between high school graduation and this era of what I could say I'm in now, being a young man, those were the years that I was developing as an artist. I was nowhere near ready to start releasing music. Sure, I was writing a lot of stuff, but it took me so long, many years of practicing and learning, studying how to produce music in order for me to get to where I am today. You know, 5 years ago, I never would have thought that I'd be buying a camera and lighting equipment and stuff to record videos. My focus was mainly just on music. But a couple years ago, I took a job in advertising, and I got exposed to a new form of media. So, you know, I take that also as a learning experience and something that just piqued my interest in furthering my skills in production. And so here we are. And, you know, those years beforehand, when I was still under 20, you know, there was a good time, a good chunk of 2019 where I was just producing every day. I mean, every day I was just throwing down tracks and writing out so many songs. I think, if there's any other musicians out there who can relate, let me know in the comments. But there's a time at the start of one's career, one's start in music, where they're just so inspired or so passionate, and so they start putting together different projects rather quickly. And there's no burnout. It's just grinding. Because everyone, as an artist, any type of media, doing the work back to back to back, it gets tiring. Juggling life, relationships, friendship, family, things that you have to do, and work, and then your hobbies. It's not something that everyone can do, and not everyone has the energy to do. I know I've been struggling with it lately, and recently I released a song, my first debut single, but I haven't been able to do anything else as of late. I've had to juggle in my work and life in general between the music. So I'm left, working during the day, and then I get home and I'm just, tired. It's something that happens, but as an artist, that desire to create is always still going to be there. And so, here I am, hoping that this is the beginning of something new for me. And you can only go up from here. There's nothing. I literally have like 28 subscribers at this point. So there's nothing you can do but grow. Now, after this era where I was grinding and putting all this work together, there came a point, and this is more connected to my personal life. There came a point or a realization where I wanted to do more with my life. And that happens in everyone's lives because, straight out of high school, not everyone knows what they want to do. So you have people who go to the medical field. You have people who go to a trade school, or other people that go to university or college, whatever it is, to pursue things that they're passionate about, things that interest them. And sometimes they only do these things because living in today's economy and the stuff, they need money. And so they need a job that's going to pay them well. So after high school, I graduated in 2016. After high school, after about 5 years of doing different jobs between fast food, advertising, and warehousing, I finally developed the idea of what I wanted to do. And that is YCLD Productions. And so YCLD Productions is my way of making media as a young Christian. It's a brand that I want to build with other creators around East Texas. I have a couple friends. You've probably already heard my duo rap project with Pablo Garcia, and that is Ice Cream. It's just, how do I say, it's another branch or another extension of YCLD Productions that I'm so blessed to be a part of. And trying to grow this channel, I also have another friend who wants to do a devotional series with me, and I have friends that want to jump on the podcast. So it's just exciting. I'm glad that I'm finally able to start this, and I'm just gonna go from here and keep growing. So, like I was saying, about 5 years after high school, I was hit with that moment of reflection in your life where you had to stop and think, what am I doing? What am I going to do with my life? And it's something that each and every one of us face, and we have to make a decision. I definitely don't want to be one of the guys who grows old and looks back on his life and says, what could I have done differently? I want to be, how do I say, I want to take initiative. I want to start something. I want to build a business, not just for myself, but for my future family, you know, and just to have a life in general. I want to make a career. And so I was struck with this moment, and I decided that it was time to start building a ministry. YCLD Productions and this podcast and everything that comes with it isn't just something that I want to do for myself. It's something that I want to do for this community, for East Texas, and also for the church, the people of God. Because I have been called, like so many, to preach the gospel, to spread the word, and to share my testimony. And that's exactly what I aim to do by the means that which God has gifted me knowledge in doing. That's the mission. That's the goal. So it all starts here. And like I said, I'm just so excited, so blessed to be where I am today, so grateful to God for everything that He's done in my life, because anyone can say this, but you are where you are because of what happened, where you've been, what you've gone through. That's something each and every one needs to consider. Because if you don't take account of what's happened to you or the past experiences, you'll let the past define you. But building something, growing something, making friends, sharing your life with someone, and growing closer to God, that's what the Voice of Life is all about. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Like I said, this is only the beginning. You know, I've got this podcast, I got a devotional series, and a couple other videos, including our music from both me and Ice Cream that I'm looking forward to bringing out for you guys. So, if you want to support the channel, consider subscribing and leaving a like on this video. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.